Hello, I am Minecraft Phenom 08, and this is episode 62 in my Automate Everything Minecraft series. In today's episode, I am going to be continuing in working with the mod Draconic Evolution and the fusion crafting process. Now, in the last episode, I set up a nice little automated system that is able to make exactly one thing using the fusion crafting setup, and that is right here. But I'm going to definitely expand that this episode, so let's get started. Now, the reason I'm doing all of this is so that I can get weapons specifically from the mod Draconic Evolution, but also maybe some armor, because that would be nice. So what do I need? The first thing I really would like to have is the Draconic Bow. It is much better than a crossbow, which is the kind of best ranged weapon I have right now. And so let's actually see what we need to do. To get the Draconic Bow, first we'll need the Bow of the Wyvern. And that's made pretty simply. The Wyvern Energy Core is nothing. Pretty much the Wyvern Energy Core is nothing to me anyways. Yeah, that's all pretty cheap. But the thing is, I will need to get the Draconic tier of crafting fusion injectors. So I only have the Wyvern tier right now, so let's actually get started on making the next tier of these guys. So it is made like this. Now I have everything that I need except for these awakened draconian blocks, and I'm going to need to make these. So I can actually automate this, and actually I'm going to need to change this, but I don't think it should be a problem. So let's get started on that. First off, I need to make a recipe for this. So, and of course, so let's see here. This is what we need. So 4 diamonds. Actually, that works out really well. 2 Wyvern Cores and an awakened draconian block is how we make this. But first, we need to do this. So let's focus on this. These are all Draconic Cores, and this is actually going to be a problem, I think. And the reason is, at least as far as automating, the craft that I set up before is, and actually I need to run over here to explain it, because I believe that only one of the things is able to accept the Draconic Core. It's 1 or 2. I think it's actually 2 now that yeah. 2 of them should only accept the Draconic Core. The thing is, we're going to need to change that. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to set up another ring of these. And now I'm rethinking that as well. You know what? What I'm going to do is disregard that for right now, and I'm going to try to just set this up and see if it works. I doubt it's going to work, to be honest. So, okay, so we need 6 Draconic Cores and a Dragon Heart. I have a few Dragon Hearts, so that's not a problem. We're going to need this right here. We're going to need, not those. I need 6 of these. And then finally I need, I think, 4 of these guys. So let's punch this in. And I did that. Not how I want. So, okay, so I'm going to have to do a few things as far as changing some settings here as to what I already have set up, that is. So, first off, right here, I do know I need to change this. This shouldn't be a problem. I need to whitelist that, I know. And then the next thing is I will need to change some of this. Not sure the best way to do this. Okay, so I'm just going to do this and see what happens. Okay, so I got 1, 2, 3, 4, I need 5 and 6. Okay, so actually I need to not use that one because I can actually shoot. Because these draconian blocks might try to filter in here. Actually, there might be a way around this. Let's see. Okay, so I only need 7 items for this particular craft. I don't think that's going to be a good way around that. You know what? There might actually be a way to do this. Okay, so let me double check I have everything right. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 6. Yeah. Yeah, these are going to come. This is going to be a pain. Okay, so what I'm actually going to do, because if I set this up like I'm doing right now, I know I'm going to have some conflicting recipes, and it's just not going to work. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to build another ring exactly like this, and it's going to be right over here. I think it's going to have to be in the wall, which I'm fine with. So I can do that off camera, and once I have that done, I will be right back. Okay, so what hopefully I have set up is a separate ring system for the second craft I'm going to be setting up, which is for the Awakened Draconian blocks. So let's get started on that. I do have the filters all set up back here. Once again, whitelisted with only 1 item allowed to be in. I do need to change this, so let's set this to 1. This is already set to always on, and okay, so everything should be ready to go. If I drop these 4 items or these 3 different items in, everything should go where it needs to go, and then this should start itself up. There we go. Cool. So that seems to be working and in order. Hopefully, every time I need to make a new craft, I won't have to make a new ring. But the thing is, some of the things will conflict with this ring right here, so I just kind of had to build a new ring, which just honestly just kind of sucks, but I don't know a better way to do it, and nothing comes to mind. So anyways, while we wait on this to get going, and it does take, if I remember right, quite a bit of power here. Let's take a look at, because it shows the power requirements to do each one of these crafts, and the numbers are different. Okay, so 350 million RF. So what was the craft we were doing before? We were doing these guys, 256,000. So yeah, this particular craft uses a lot more power, so it's just going to take a little bit longer to do. It's still charging. What I can do is I can wait for this to finish off camera, because like I said, it's going to take a few minutes. I might even tidy this up just a little bit, and once the craft is done, I will be right back. So the craft is done, and everything got pulled out into the applied energistic system as I expected. So let's go ahead and complete this crafting recipe. Yeah, this crafting recipe by just plugging it in. Oh my goodness, frame lag like crazy. So we can just plug that in like so. And then we just need to take this over to the ME interface. And then we can go ahead and queue up a couple more of these crafts. And hopefully everything works as intended. So I just need to plug this into here. And then I should be able to say, okay, I want 8 more of these, which will consume my remaining 2 dragon hearts. And then the rest of the stuff is just dirt cheap, to be honest, and the energy as well. So it looks like everything's going. Should get the heart, should get the blocks into here, and look at that, it's going. So once again, I'm going to wait for these to craft up, and once that is done, I will be right back. Now all of my Awakened Draconian blocks are done crafting, so let's actually get started on making the bow. First off, I need to make the bow of the Wyvern, which I do not have quite everything I need yet. I need the Wyvern Energy Core, and actually I need this. So I already did this recipe, so we can get rid of all this. So let's see here. Where is that? We need... I don't think I have that automated yet. No, I don't. Okay, so I need this. And then once I have that, I think I should have everything I need to make this thing. So let's see here. Just drop this in, and then Bow of the Wyvern. Awesome. So the next thing I need to do is make it into a Draconic Bow. So we should be able to automate this. First, we're going to need to make these Awakened Cores, and I am going to need to do this. So Awakened Cores are definitely something I want to automate, so let's see if we can't do that. I am going to need one more of these guys. I'm going to need some signalum plated item duct here, and that might significantly slow down my craft, but we'll deal with it if that is the case. I also need another filter, and then I need to grab everything I need. In addition, I need to make another crafting recipe here. Just nice plain vanilla crafting recipe right there. So that's cool. Let's drop this down. Throw this in here, and let's let's try to make as much of this pattern as I can. So 4 Wyvern Cores and 5 Awakened Draconium with a Nether Star. So I need 5 of these. I think there was 4 of these and a Nether Star. Yep, Nether Quartz. I don't think that'll cut it, to be honest. Whoops, I did not mean to do that. And that probably screwed... Oh, well. I was going to say that probably screws this up. And then... Let's go back to this. Okay, so... 4 Wyvern Cores. 5 Awakened Draconium. Oh, and another star. Okay, so that's everything I need. Let's punch this in. Let's see if I can't fit this in somewhere. So I think I might have an issue fitting this in over here, and I don't think I can do it over there either. So what we have is, actually all of these are, I should be able to do this. Okay, so the first thing I need to do is I need to set up this last Wyvern Fusion Crafting Injector here, and obviously that'll go in the middle. I also need this, and I need to get power to it. I need this resonant filter here, and that'll go right here. We need to set this to 1, whitelisted, and just for kicks we can do the Awakened Draconium. How we're going to do this pattern-wise is the Awakened Draconium can be on the sides and the bottom and the middle, and then the Wyvern Cores can be in the corners. That is not what I wanted. And this should not conflict in any way with the recipe I typed in before, so it should be able to work. Okay, so theoretically I have everything set up. So if I just dump all of this stuff in, it should start putting it where it needs to go. There we go. Perfect. Okay, so once this is done, which it shouldn't take too long, except I need power. I just realized that. To that middle one. And... unfortunately, there's no oh, okay, so crash. I'm going to be back after I hop back into the game, and hopefully it didn't actually crash my server, which it did not, so that's good. So I'll be back in a bit. Okay, I am back, and am sorry about that, but things happen in modern Minecraft, and sometimes you get crashes like that. So I did complete the flux back there that I was working on, and this craft is just now completing. So we have the awakened core right there. So I'm going to need to finish this pattern, and then I might actually not need to craft any more of these, at least not right now. So that is another pattern completed, and I need to make sure to put this in the correct molecular assembler here. It needs to be in the same one that makes these right here. Okay, so that is cool. And then we need to make the actual bow. So we'll need this right here. It will be our recipe. And we should actually, I think, be able to use the same set of crafters. So that's cool. I do need to go ahead and automate that. So that is what I need to do now. So bow. And that shouldn't be too difficult. The awakened draconium ingots are the expensive part of that. And I will need to keep an eye on how many awakened draconium blocks I have left. But I'm not too concerned about it just yet. So I need this. I need a couple of these. And then what else do I need? I already forget. The awakened core that I was just making. Oh, I already have one. Whoops. So here is the recipe right here. Let's go ahead and type that in. I don't really think it matters where I put everything. So now I just need to roll over here and throw this pattern in. To be honest, this isn't something that I really should have to automate because I should really only need this one bow. But just in case I lose it or I break it, it's nice to have the pattern already set up. So the thing is, I already have all of the filters set up to accept these. So I don't need to change any of those. What I will need to do in a couple of the corners is make the awakened core available in one of the corners and then in the other corner. And actually, it doesn't really matter where I put this. Let's just go ahead and put this, and then over here I need to put in that. So if I throw everything in, it should know where to go, and then it should start. Pedestal tier. Okay, so yeah, I made a dumb mistake here. So I actually need to up these right here. So let's go ahead and do that. Actually, I can't quite do that yet because I need to automate these right here. And I think I might be able to do that right here. Okay, so how many of these do I have set up to accept Wyvern Cores? Is it all of the corners? That might be a problem. So let's see. I need 2 of them to set up to accept Wyvern Cores. 4 of them for diamonds and 1 of them for awakened draconium. I actually think I might be able to do this still. Because, okay, so let's actually just go ahead and start setting this up. So I'm not going to touch the corners. They will accept the Wyvern Cores. I do need to do the sides to do diamonds because I need 4 diamonds. Sides and bottoms, that is. So I actually need to have a way around this because I need access to this. Okay, so that's that, and then in the middle I need that to be the awakened draconium block, and then this over here needs to be able to accept the Wyvern Fusion Injector. Okay, so everything should be kosher on that part. What I definitely need to do is I need to make this into a pattern. And then we can try this out. Theoretically, in my mind, this is going to work. Whether it actually works or not, I'm not sure. Okay, so I can clear that out for now. We can just set these aside. What I need right now, and it doesn't really matter how I put this, is to throw that stuff in there. And then let's toss this into the molecular assembler and hope that it makes the Wyvern Fusion Crafting Injectors. Okay, so toss this stuff. And the Wyvern Cores will go in any of the 4 corners. It looks like this is going to work, so that's fantastic. The only thing I have to worry about is that metal one right there not getting enough power very quickly. But it looks like it's struggle busting its way to 100%. Okay, so that didn't take too long, which is pretty fantastic. Because obviously... that would be bad if it took too long, because I need to make several of these. I actually need to make 9 of them, because I'm just going to replace all of these Wyvern Fusion Crafting Injectors. I am going to replace them with the Draconic tier. I believe that they will still be able to do the lower crafting tier stuff that I've already set up, in addition to doing the higher tier stuff. Hopefully I'm not wrong on that front. So actually, I might want to change this right here. I don't think I do, because it gains metadata or whatever once you place it down and pull it back up. But I don't think I did that. So let's go ahead, throw that in there, and then I need to make 8 more of these. So I need to throw that in this particular one. So let's go ahead and see if I can't queue up 8 more of these. Theoretically, it looks like everything's going to work. Now, the one thing that might cause this not to work is there are going to be extra items in the grid. And yes, that is causing a problem. So what I mean by extra items here is the craft actually only uses not 4, but 2 of the Wyvern Cores, and right now I have 4 of them plugged in. So I might have to rethink this. So I'm going to see if I can't put it over here. So I need to look at this again. So I will have my 4 diamond slots. I already have those all set up for these right here. And then that's Wyvern. My only problem is that if I set it up to work over here, then it will interfere with the craft I already have set up, which is the Wyvern Fusion Injectors. I think what I can do is kind of just disregard that, because the thing is, I already have enough Wyvern Fusion Crafting Injectors made up. I have several already just laying around, in addition to the ones that are ready to be used for this craft over here. So what I'm going to do, and I think I'm going to, you know what, I can just try that now. Try it now. So let's actually pull this out. Let's pull the remaining items out here and then take these out one by one. Honestly, I don't need to worry about those. So let's set this up over here. So diamond, 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 diamond. No, diamond, diamond. Okay, okay, so my 4 diamonds are there. I've got a Wyvern Core here. And now I forget what the recipe is. So 2 Wyvern Cores and an Awakened Draconium. So Wyvern Core. Let's do Wyvern Core here as well. And then the Awakened Draconium can be over here. And then obviously I need this to whitelist these. And why is that here? I don't think that's supposed to be there. Because it's supposed to be here. Yes. Okay, so let's try this again. I'm going to throw this in here. Let's get rid of these items right here and tell this to craft up 8. So the diamonds appear. Okay, so fantastic. This should work. Once again, this recipe will actually conflict with the recipe of the Wyvern Fusion Crafting Injectors. If I ever need to go back and make the Wyvern Fusion Crafting Injectors, all I need to do is go back over here and get rid of this particular whitelist item in this filter for this very Wyvern Fusion Crafting Injector, and then the other recipe will work. But this recipe that I'm doing right now will not work. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait for this to craft up the remaining 7, I believe, of the crafting injectors, and then I will be right back. I am back with all of the Draconic Fusion Crafting Injectors all ready to go. So what I can do is we can just get rid of these guys. Boom. And then we just need to place down these guys, which are better, and allow us to craft higher tier things, such as the Draconic Bow. So I think I have everything set up already for this, but I do need to go and redo the pattern. So let's go ahead and do that real fast once again. I know this is kind of repetitive as far as making the patterns. I really could make a pattern terminal over there, I guess. So I already have that pattern all done, so we can get rid of that. And then this pattern right here should give us a Draconic Bow. Okay, so and if I throw all of this stuff in here, it should go where it needs to go. Okay, I'm a moron. I put it in here rather than in there. So let's try that again. So I need one of these guys. I need one of these, and 2 of these, I think was the recipe. So let's try this again. Put it in the right spot this time. And kind of like before, the problem I had before, if I try to make multiples of this bow, it will not work because it will have too much of the draconium ingots, because actually 5 of these have whitelisted for the awakened draconium ingots, and the recipe only calls for 2. But as long as I'm not dumb enough and I just make 1 at a time, it will work fine. So I have my Draconic Bow, and before I go away, or before I wrap up this episode, I want to slap on 1 upgrade to this, if I can. And then in the future I can work on the additional upgrades. But the upgrade I need most is the Infinity upgrade. Actually, no, I think I can enchant it. To be honest, I don't super remember. So, can I enchant this? It looks like I can. Let's see if I can do the Infinity. Is there any way to get an Infinity book? Okay, so a book, Eye of Ender, and an Arcane Ensorcelator. I should have an Arcane Ensorcelator. I do not have an Arcane Ensorcelator. Okay, that's cool. So I can go ahead and slap up one of these guys real fast, because it's a super useful device. And I don't know if I'll really need it in the future, but I definitely could use it right now. So let's tell it to make one of these guys. Let's get an energy cell. And it can be this one. We need some experience, which means I actually have some liquid experience laying around, and it's over here in the basement of this building. So let's go ahead, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up the Arcane Ensorcelator right here. I'm going to have it... Actually, I need a conversion kit so I can have it auto-pull. So I want it to auto-pull from that side. Will it not auto-pull? Really? Okay, so I guess this plan won't super work. I'm gonna have to move this to the side one, I think, and then I think it'll work, but I'm not. Okay, so I just lost that to my vacuum chest. Let's try to put it right here. This needs to be output to the left to give this thing power. You know what? This thing might need energy before it can auto pull. Where did it go? I can't spell, that's where it went. So no, that doesn't work either. I tried. Okay, so I need some fluid conduit of some sort, and I think I'm going to use this right here. Okay, that like paused. I thought I was crashing again. That's not cool. Okay, so that works perfect. And I think I might actually just leave this setup here because I might need to use an arcane source later in the future. So it's something nice to have around. A book and an Eye of Ender. So that's pretty easy. Book. Eye of Ender. Okay, so that shouldn't take too long. I can speed this up with some augments. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, that should speed things up significantly. So that's good. And then I need an anvil. And I have a slightly damaged anvil right here, which let's just plop that in the corner. See if we can't do this right here. So infinity is a really nice thing to have on a Draconic Bow, and I know that from experience. Okay, so cool. I have something in my inventory that's actually charging that. So let's grab some arrows. And let's take this thing for a little test drive. Let's look at my baubles. I have a capacitor that was charging it. Is charging it? Okay, so that's cool. Okay, so it doesn't want to fire when it's charging, I don't think. I think that's what the issue is here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait for this thing to charge. Actually, you know what? No, I don't have to wait for this thing to charge because I can charge it myself. I have a little charger thing right here. And that should charge it a little bit faster. Oh, yeah. A lot of bit faster. So that's cool. Okay, so that thing should pop up right here. Let's see here. Pull it back. Fire. If I remember right, there is a way to modify some of the configs here. So let's actually look into that before I go. Draconic Evolution. That's what I'm looking for. And I'm probably going to fly right by it. Okay, so change tool config profile. Let's try numpad 0. This is what I'm going to need, I think. So I think if I do this, there are some options that we have here. And as I crank this up, it will use more energy per shot, but it will do more damage, for example. We can do Arrow of Draconic Fire. I'm not going to do that. Shockwave, I'm not going to do that either. I will definitely do this. So let's see how much we can crank this up right now. Let's crank it all the way up. 200%. More velocity. So I believe the velocity actually affects how much damage it does as well. I could be wrong on that front. Okay, so let's set it up just basically to do... auto fire. Let's try this. You know, that's not bad. Let's find something to kill, because killing things is fun. In Minecraft. I need to add that in Minecraft. Okay, see that cow over there? Poor little cow. Oh, yes. Okay, so let's test the range of this bad boy. That's pretty cool. And it doesn't seem to be using too much power. My flux capacitor is keeping up with it. In the future, probably in the next episode, the Mod Draconic Evolution actually adds quite a few modifiers. Holy crap, that scared me. RF capacity upgrade. There's a attack damage upgrade I'm going to add to it. There's arrow speed and draw speed. I'm probably going to upgrade several things on this thing. And if I hit control here, there are the upgrades I can actually do to it. So I'm definitely going to be looking into upgrading this thing quite a bit, because once like fully upgraded, the Draconic Bow can do quite a bit of damage. It's a crazy good weapon when it is fully upgraded, and I intend to do that. So anyways, I think this is a good wrapping up point for the episode. In today's episode, I set up some more automatic fusion crafting through the Mod Draconic Evolution. I now have a nice Draconic Bow here, which should do quite a bit more damage than my crossbow, even at this point, and it is definitely not a finished product at this point, but I will be working on that in the next episode. So if you liked today's episode, definitely give it a like. If you enjoy watching automation in modded Minecraft, definitely consider subscribing to my channel, because that's usually what I do. Anyway, signing off, I am Minecraft Phenom 08, and I will see you next time.